So in other words,
Which is pretty certain,
I can't
still.
disprove that leprechauns exist. I can't. But I don't believe in them.
Okay, I finally understand the distinction.
All right.
Okay. For my proof, first of all, I came across this idea after reading up on some books on philosophy, including Immanuel Kant, which basically introduced me to the whole idea of utilizing a priori knowledge to find truths on top of truths.
Okay.
Basically, what my proof consists of is analyzing the fact that everything that we can say, everything that happens in this universe, or everything that happens in existence, happens for a cause. We can say that a priori, everything has a cause. That means that every cause there is has to have been preceded by another cause.
Well, there's
on.
There's a question because this is not applicable at the quantum level of matter.
Mm-hmm.
But not even getting into like obscure science that gets missing. But we got an actual physicist in the room who's giving
me the thumbs up for
but,
pointing that out.
The question I would ask is does this generalization apply to God?
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Okay.
What first led me to believe from this theory, from this aspect of existence, was that the universe was in fact infinite. Because if everything had a cause, then even if the Big Bang was true, which that's a whole other matter, but if the Big Bang was true, it must have been preceded by something else, and that something else must have been preceded by something else. And what that first led me to conclude was that the universe was in fact infinite without possessing a beginning. Now, it is also true that
that's
both
not
matter
necessarily
and
the case, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know if this is what Russell means, but one of the notes I just wrote is that once you get to the point of Big Bang, my understanding, and I am no cosmologist, is that the laws of this universe no longer apply. And you are working off of cause and effect, which would be strictly an example of how this universe functions. Once you get prior to Big Bang, you can't assume cause and effect are the law.
Right. Now, bear in mind, there are a lot of competing theories about the origin of the universe. I mean, there are some concepts where the universe is really just one universe among many within, a metaverse, so to speak.
But even working with Big Bang.
Or there's one where, there's an oscillating universe where the Big Bang leads to a big crunch, and then that just oscillates out into another Big Bang. There are a lot of different notions of where the universe came from, and there's no conclusive proof about anything, but it's not for lack of plausible theories.
Okay. Well, just utilizing this train of thought, what it first led me to conclude was that the universe was infinite, in being that if everything must be preceded by a cause, then there would be no beginning. But analyzing the fact that both matter and time are intrinsic features of our universe, that means that they too must have possessed a cause. And that cause must have been both both timeless and omnipresent. And if you talk to an atheist, that would tell you that those are features that would resemble a god.
Theists would tell you that, yeah, but they're not really known for being authorities on science.
No, agreed.
And they claim to be authorities on God, but I don't know one that's ever demonstrated to me they've examined a God.
Right. I mean, the question that I always feel like asking theists who seem to know what their God is like is, where are you getting this stuff?
Yeah.
How did you actually study this?
Well, I'm not taking the side of the theists anyway. I'm just saying that to me, God is nothing but a cause. Beyond that, I can't say anything else.
Okay,
I can't
so
say whether
does that cause
it's a being, whether it possesses intelligence. I only believe that it is a cause, and that cause would be interpreted by many as it being a god. Now, beyond that, I
want to hear what he's saying. Go on.
Beyond that, I know nothing. I don't know whether this god still exists, whether this god died, whether this god had other gods which had gods. I I can't say anything else about that.
But it sounds like, can I just confirm, is what you're saying then that to you, no matter what happened prior to Big Bang, whatever happened prior to Big Bang, you're labeling God?
I'm sorry?
You're saying that whatever existed or occurred prior to Big Bang is God to you, no matter what that is.
So, for example, if the example I brought up of a metaverse outside of the universe happens to be the correct explanation, you could just slap the label God onto
the metaverse.
And whatever it is, even if it's just like one particle that set off a chain reaction, you would call that particle God.
I label God as whatever gave rise to our universe.
Okay, well,
I think that's what we're saying. I mean,
okay, whatever gave rise to our universe, that's God. Well,
so this God might not have any intelligence.
No, he said that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
he said it might not have intelligence.
Right.
But I guess I don't see a difference between that and saying that, God is this pencil.
Well, I think it just has to do with the fact that many people would interpret it as being God because of the features that it has.
Right, but you're talking about what you consider God.
But you just said that you have no particular features that you attribute to it.
But I can also promise you that if you asked a lot of theists if a particle is what caused the universe, would you call that God? They'd say no.
Okay. But,
okay. I mean, do you think that's fair?
The only thing is a particle has matter and it has space. What I'm saying is, and also a pencil also has matter and it has space.
Yes, it does.
Yes, and what I'm saying is the cause of the universe, the cause of our universe, must have been both timeless and omnipresent.
Well, wait a minute. What I'm saying is, you're simply saying, I'm going to make God a thing that preceded the universe, whatever it is. Whatever preceded the universe, that's what I'm going to call God, because I consider God something that existed before time, right?
Correct.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm generalizing here.
Correct.
If I say I consider God to be material like wood that has an eraser on it, then this pencil fits the definition of God. This is my God, then, right? All I have to do is say God is a piece of wood with a piece of lead inserted and a rubber eraser tip and a metal clasp, and this thing becomes God now, right?
I don't see what the parallel is.
I think
what I'm saying is you're simply putting the attributes together that you're going to call God, and then you're saying that I'm going to assign those attributes to whatever preceded the universe, and then that's going to be God. I'm saying if I give it different attributes...
I think the question here is, is there some kind of standard for what words mean? If you're going to go with just saying that God, that I'm going to put the label God on this thing that I don't know anything about and might just have, might just be completely unlike anything anyone else considers a God, can you just, change words around to mean whatever you want? I mean, Tracy's not saying that you're implying that God could be a pencil, but if you're going to be able to just use God to mean whatever you want...
Yeah, if someone can slap God onto X, why can't I slap God onto Y?
Okay. The thing is, I believe that my theory is being based on empirical truths
I wouldn't
that
call
apply
it a
to
theory.
our universe. And I don't believe that any other thing that can be called God as I'm being faced with, like a pencil or any of these other things that we talked about. I don't think that those are based on supreme truths, universal truths about our universe.
I don't think you're basing it on supreme truth, though. I think you're just coming up with, you're just taking a question to which you don't know the answer.
And wait a minute, but who says God has to be based on supreme truth? What supreme truth resides in Zeus?
The supreme truths about our universe.
But what I'm saying is Zeus was a god, correct? He was considered a god by many, correct?
Okay.
What's the supreme truth behind the guy who throws thunderbolts?
Right. Now we can say, we think that Zeus was just the result of people making stuff up because they didn't know where thunderbolts came from.
And just like you're saying, I don't know what preceded the universe, I'll just call it God. Well, anybody can call anything God, I guess, and then say, I believe in God.
I don't think we need to know the answer to what preceded the universe because outside of time, there's no preceding. I'm just labeling.
So then you're saying nothing preceded the universe.
No, I'm saying something that is timeless preceded the universe, which is an awkward way of saying it because it does not precede. It simply
if nothing can precede it, then I don't see how something preceded it.